Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever the hell it is when you're watching this. Welcome to the United Way. I am Dan Dean, aka Ameya. I'm going to be your host for the United Way pre-show when United take on Forest away. Dean will be here for the watch along, and I will probably be asleep. That is, if sleep gets to me, if death does not come to me first. Uh, I am going to just roll through the preview, what I feel like will happen, should happen, and you're going to see my predicted 11. You've seen Dean's predicted 11. If you haven't, go check out that video. As always, the the socials are down below here. Please do follow us, subscribe to the channel. It helps us out. It helps me out. Keep a job, uh, and we'll just get stuck into it. Um, right. So we face Nottingham Forest away again, and our form has been pretty good up until that dismal limptic defeat to Fulham at home. We've beaten Wolves, we've beaten West Ham and Aston Villa and Luton in the last few games, and currently we are sitting sixth, 8 points off Aston Villa in top four, who are top in the top four spot. Uh, we have a good run of form. We had a good run of form until the Fulham defeat, but now we are plagued with injuries, and this is a little bit of news that just happened yesterday. Maguire, Varane, and Bruno are doubts for this game, so we're fucked. Yeah, so that is a big problem that we'll be having. Hopefully, at least one of these three players, maybe off the bench, because these three are pretty important to us. Um, Otherwise, we're in deep shit. So let's look at Nottingham Forest's form. Patchy to say the least. They've drawn with Bournemouth. They won against Bristol on penalties. They got beaten by Newcastle in a 2-3 narrow 2-3 defeat. They beat a 9-man West Ham, uh, and sorry, a 10-man West Ham, and then they got absolutely tatered against Aston Villa in their last fixture. So they will be looking to regain their pride the same way we are, but they're at home. Thankfully, their home form has been patchy to say the least. They haven't won as many games as they did last time at home, which was the reason they stayed up last season. Um, it's going to be a tough game, and it's not just because they're a tough team to beat. They're relatively easy to beat if you know how to play football. Unfortunately, our team just doesn't know how to play football. Um, a little bit of injury news, if I can bring it up real quick, uh, while my screen loads, while because I'm on crap Wi-Fi. I will just like your thoughts on the game. If you're watching so far, do put in the comments, what do you think the score is going to be? KG match, good match, how are you feeling for the match? Talk to me. And yes, uh, we have our ready in terms of uh, is for Forest. They have Aina, Boli, and Sangare, who have been deemed not fit enough. They've just they came back from the African Cup of Nations and haven't played since. Nuno Tavares and Chris Wood are long-term absentees, so well, at least we won't get dunked on by big Chris Wood. So there's some shame in our defeat this time, hopefully. Um, Who's going to be my dangerous player for the opposition? It will be this man, player to watch, Morgan Gibbs White. He is the one who scored the winner against us last December, and he is in a rich vein of form for Nuno. This style of the counter-attacking style suits him. He links up play well. He's good on the counter-attack and very dangerous. Our players will have to be on him. One player I think will need to be dedicated to just stopping him, and hopefully it's not Bruno. Otherwise, we'll give away a foul in a stupid area. But If we can get a player to constantly guard him and stop him, we will basically be stopping a lot of what Forest are doing this season, and which is hitting you on the second ball, beating you on the and beating you to the second ball and transitioning really fast with Awoni, Elanga, and we are going to have a game at our hands. We'll make it a game because this realistically shouldn't be a tough match for United. We just make it hard for ourselves. We turn every game into a basketball game, just like to and fro, to and fro, to and fro. And that is the type of game Forest like to play. So what we need to do is hold, stay compact. We don't have the personnel to play possession-based football. Stay compact, park the bus, hit them on the counter, but keep the shape intact and not try and uh, be too open on the transition. That will be how we stop Morgan Gibbs White from exploiting the space behind us, and also that's how we stop Forest from playing through us and cutting through us like Swiss cheese. Um, who's going to be our player to watch? It's going to be this man right here, Amad Diallo. I am praying that he starts, and I'm praying that he has a good game. He is currently out of all our forwards the only one who's willing to keep the ball, because Garnacho wants to shoot, Rashford wants to give it back to them, and Hoyland is injured. So, and Bruno wants to shoot it. I don't know where. I guess they have a Z stand. He wants to shoot it there. Ahmad is the only one of our forwards who knows how to keep the ball, link play at the same time. So I think we need to be utilizing him as a false nine and letting an extra body into midfield and allowing our pacey wingers, which are Garnacho and Rashford, to play right up with the defense and playing against their shoulders. And I don't know if I've messed up that saying, but yes, playing on the shoulder and then of the last man, and then letting Ahmad dictate the play with Bruno, and then just making line breaking passes to Rashford and Garnacho to go on to. Um, and Ahmad's got a very good left foot on him, much better than Anthony. So I think he can score with that foot as well. So he'll be, if we get Ahmad in around the box, we have multiple threats going for us. So that's why I feel like Ahmad should play this game. Uh, and let's be real here. Nottingham Forest are going to make this look like a bit of a championship game, and Ahmad knows the championship well. He's played those kinds of games. He's well equipped to handle the kind of games that uh, Forest will try and play with us. I think Eric should trust him and give him a start. I think he will surprise us. And let's move on to my predicted 11. We've seen Dean's predicted 11. This is my predicted 11. I basically, with the news of Varane and Maguire being doubts, I have taken them out of the firing line. I've kept Bruno in because I heard that he traveled with the squad, so I think he's going to play him. I wouldn't play him because I don't want him injured, but I think that's what's going to happen. I've gone for Ahmad in the false nine position and Rashford and Garnacho back on the wings, because that is where they played their best football when we were winning games. So it's best that we put them there instead of trying shifting them to a position where we know that they are unreliable and not very good at getting the ball in the back of the net. I've gone with Casemiro and Menu in the midfield, back four of Lindelof, Evans, Kambwala, and Dallo. Onana starts as goalkeeper. No surprises there. I feel like Willy Kambwala has a test of fire waiting for him now. If he can weather the storm against Forest, I think he's got a good future for United. He's fast, he's strong, he can provide good cover for Evans, who's extremely intelligent with his play. We all know that Anthony Elanga will try and exploit the space behind Evans and try and run behind. Thankfully, if Kamala can clamp down on Anthony Elanga, I feel like we'll be neutralizing a big threat of his. Dallo and Lindelof, I've gone with as fullbacks because I don't think we have. I mean, he may play Amrabat, but last few games he hasn't. He stuck to Lindelof. I think he'll do it again. Dallo will need to be sharper with his passes in the final third, and he'll need to contribute in the defense. I feel this time more than what he did at Fulham. He was getting caught out of position quite often. Lindelof will need to be very sharp because they will exploit him as the weakness in that defense because he's the only one there who hasn't played that position very much. He will need to stick back a little. I don't mind if he sticks back a little and doesn't help out Rashford because I feel like right now we need to have a solid defense first. We'll worry about attack later. Casemiro needs to turn up this time. What he did at Fulham made me want to tear my eyes out. It was almost unacceptable to watch Casemiro trying to do Bruno type flicks with his back heel and then giving it straight back to the opposition and us getting countered because of them. I feel like if he simplifies his game and does what he does best, which is screen before the defense and pass the ball into the midfield, let Kobe Manu uh, distribute the ball, be the attacking little eight, constantly being a threat from from an attacking point of view, but also being able to help in breaking up the opposition play when we are out of possession. Bruno needs to have a good game right now. He's been having some stinkers lately. I feel like this is a do or die situation for him, but hopefully he doesn't do the opposite. He does and does not die because here it would mean getting injured, and we don't want our captain getting injured. We have enough players for our injured FC, and I feel like that injured FC will beat our playing FC if Bruno also gets injured. So I feel like we need to be crisp with our passes, know how to. We need to play the way we have been. We played last year, and that includes not being so open on the transition, being close, compact, hitting. If we're going to press them, press like a team and not just one player pressing each and then letting them go right pass right around them. I feel like that is the recipe for disaster, and we're going to get smacked up if we do that. If we just focus on being compact, using the pace of our wingers, and that in turn will pin their fullbacks back, I feel like we have a good chance at winning. We should use Ahmad in his false nine position, allow him to cut in, come in between the lines, operate in the half spaces, keep threading in balls for Rashford and Garnacho, keep passing the ball. If we just keep passing the ball around their final third, there'll be cracks. Nottingham Forest will give us chances. We need to be firm when we take our chances, and we need to capitalize when we do and not just sky them over the bar. You know who you are, Window. So this is how I think we should go about, and we may have a chance at winning. Um, my predicted score is a scrappy 2-1 win. I'll take a win at this point. I'm through with wanting good football to be played this season. It's done. This season is written off. We just need results. We need top four or at least European football. We can't do Chelsea levels of coming 10th twice in a row and then hope to get any sort of financial fair play leeway. It's very important for the summer that we end strongly now for Eric Ten Hag, for the players, for the club. So hopefully United just do the bare minimum and play with some intensity. Like show us that you really want to stay at this club. Otherwise, you can just fuck off. Like I'm really getting tired of these players just taking the piss out of us. If you don't really want to be here, the summer's the time. We'll be happy to see the back of you. I'll be backing the manager. Hopefully, he gets backed by the owners. This is a very big turning point for our season. I know we keep saying this, but now after that Fulham defeat, if we continue shit results like this after Forest and then the inevitable slapping we're going to get at City, we may have a new manager by the end of March. So hopefully we don't. Hopefully we stick with Eric. In Eric we trust. Let's go Reds. I will talk. I will probably see you guys after the game is done, I'll probably do a pre-recorded video about my thoughts on the match. I hope that I've done. This is my first time actually handling all the presentation and stuff. So hopefully I've done a good job. If you like that, put that in the comments below, and Dean will let me do it again. So I think I've said enough for the pre-match show. Take it away, Dean. Over and out.